Hey, what's up? It's Andrew. And by watching this video, you will learn exactly how you can jump out of bed every single morning, even when it's cold. By the end of this video, you'll have the 4-step technique that you need to be able to throw your covers off in the morning, no matter how cold it is, no matter how tempting it is to scroll through Instagram on your phone, or how tempting it is to go on Snapchat or Facebook or YouTube. You'll be able to throw your covers off and tackle your day with the perfect start. And this is so important for your day-to-day life. And this 4-step method has got me from waking up every morning and smashing the snooze button multiple times and having to rush to my lectures at uni. And that's completely converted me into dominating my morning by just completely throwing off my sheets. No hesitation anymore. It's not difficult for me anymore because I've got it in my habit, and you are going to learn exactly how. But before I get into that, I want you to understand why it's important for you to master this right away, why it's important for you to get this habit into your system today.
To me, basic SEAL training was a lifetime of challenges crammed into 6 months. So here are the 10 lessons I learned from basic SEAL training that hopefully will be of value to you as you move forward in life. Every morning in SEAL training, my instructors, who at the time were all Vietnam veterans, would show up in my barracks room, and the first thing they'd do was inspect my bed. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers would be pulled tight, the pillow centered just under the headboard, and the extra blanket folded neatly at the foot of the rack. It was a simple task, mundane at best, but every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, particularly in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be real warriors, tough, battle-hardened SEALs. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed.
So in this video, he talks about one task will lead to another and another. And if you're anything like me, when my mum used to tell me to make the bed, I'd refuse. And I'd say, why would I make the bed? I'm just going to get into the bed later tonight. But this is the wrong attitude. And since then, I've literally had to apologize to my mum. I've had to say, Mum, you were right, and I'm sorry, because I should have been making my bed every morning. But why should you make your bed? Why should you move your sheets in a certain way to make it look a little bit nicer? How's that going to impact your life? But what you need to understand is that how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you've heard this before, then you'll understand the concept. But let me quickly dive deep into it before I tell you how you can jump out of bed, even when it's cold. So why is how you do everything? Why is how you do everything is how you do anything? How you do anything? Oh, I'm going to cut this bit out. How you do anything is how you do everything. But why is that a situation? Why is that true? Because what you need to understand is that the activities that you do in your day-to-day life, they spill over into all of your other tasks. By making your bed in the morning, you're setting the foundation for you. By throwing your sheets off in the morning and getting out of bed, you're setting the foundation for your day. You're setting your day with the right mindset that I'm going to crush today, just like I crushed getting out of bed this morning. Because when you get out of bed in such a nice way, you're completely setting your mind to tackle the challenges in the same way. Because what you do, it spills over. If you sit in your bed at night, and I mean in the morning, and you scroll through YouTube and you watch a video and you go on Snapchat, you go on Instagram, then you're setting your mind to just going through the day in a reactionary state. You're going to wait for things to happen to you and you're going to deal with them as they come, instead of proactively taking action of your life, taking charge of your life and setting it in the right direction. Right, so you've understood why you should how important it is for you to throw your covers off in the morning, but how do you do it? Well, I'm going to reveal to you the 4-step method that completely changed my life. Now, it is possible to be able to jump out of bed every morning by various techniques. You can get alarm clocks that won't shut off until you scan them on an app, so you have to get out of bed. You can get lights that slowly dim it to emulate the sunrise. But this is not the attitude that I want you to take. I'm not going to be giving you any of that. What I'm going to be giving you is the mindset that you can adopt, so that you have the habits no matter where you are. So that even if you don't have your phone, and you'll still be able to go through with this 4-step rule. And it starts off with the 5-second rule. And there's someone called Mel Robbins that explains this rule perfectly.
You only do the things you feel like doing. So when you hear an extraordinary panel like this, or you get inspired by, John from IBM about the potential for thinking in machines, and you're at that moment where you're sitting at your desk, and that person walks in that you can't stand at work, and you should acknowledge them, are you going to feel like it? Of course not. It's in that moment that you either do or don't. You have to act within 5 seconds.
And what it is when you're facing a task that you don't want to do, and in this situation it's jumping out of bed, getting out of the covers, even when it's so nice and warm in your bed, and even when it's so cold outside of your bed, you count to 5. You have 5 seconds, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at the end of the 5 seconds, you don't think. You don't let your brain stop you. All you do is you take action. You throw off the covers and you jump out of bed. And you need to do this every single time that you count to 5, otherwise the spell is broken. You want to be thinking this as a magic tool that you can use. And this has worked perfectly for me. I've maybe 100 times in a row, I've let this 5-second rule work for me. And when the 5 seconds is up, I jump out of bed, I leap out of bed, and I'm ready and I'm excited to start the day. And if you break this 5-second rule, if one day you don't follow it, if at the end of the 5 seconds you stay in bed and you're enjoying the covers, then the spell is broken. Because what this will do is the rule will not work anymore. You need to make it up in your mind that this rule is a bright line, that no matter what happens, you will follow this rule. No matter what happens, you will get out. You will do the activity at the end of the 5-second rule. And it's quite easy to do this because you shortcut your mind. You don't let it think. You just take action at the end of the 5 seconds, and this will work really, really well. But once you're out of bed, the problem is, and it used to happen to me so often, is I just get right back up in bed after I've turned my alarm off. That's all I would do. And one quick tip, I know I said that I was only going to focus on the mindset, but one quick tip is you should just have your phone on the other side of the room, which makes it so much easier. But that's the only tip I'm going to give you, the only physical tip that's outside of the mindset. You should have the phone on the opposite side of the room. But getting back to the 4-step method. So the first one is the 5-second rule. And the second one that's going to stop you getting back into your bed is you leave your clothes out the night before. You leave your dressing gown out. You leave your pajamas out. You leave your clothes out the night before. And you make it easier for you to put your clothes on than it will be for you to get back into bed. So what I do is I lay my clothes on top of my phone. So that as soon as my alarm goes off, as soon as I turn off my alarm, I put my clothes back on. And that's going to stop me getting back into bed because straight away I'm warm. There's no reason for me to get back in bed because I'm warm. Or so you'd think. So step 1 is the 5-second rule. Step 2 is leaving your clothes out overnight. Now step 3 is you make your bed straight away. And I know we've talked about this earlier and the why you should jump out of bed. But the same thing applies to the how to jump out of bed. And that's by making your bed as soon as you're out of bed. Because what this will do is it'll stop you getting back into your bed. And again, you'll have the benefits of how you do anything is how you do everything. So making your bed is so important for once you've jumped out of bed and once you've put out your clothes. So that's number 3. Now number 4, and this is arguably the most important rule. And that is straight away, as soon as you've jumped out of bed, you start doing a pre-planned task that you've set out the night before. And whether that's making a cup of coffee, whether that's going and checking your emails, it doesn't matter as long as it's not done from within your bed. Because once you're out of your bed and once you've got your clothes on and once you've turned your alarm off, your brain needs to get back to doing something, otherwise it's going to want to fall asleep. And this can be any task. You can pick and choose whatever you want, but it's important that you start doing the task as soon as you jump out of bed, and straight away that will wake up your mind. For me, it's checking emails. And I know lots of people say that you shouldn't check emails first thing in the morning. You should do something proactive like meditating. But when I do this, I just end up going back to bed. So for me, I check emails in the morning, and this gets my brain fired. It starts thinking, and by doing this, I've never gone back into bed. So to recap, number 1, you do the 5-second rule. And I know you think that this is simple. I know you might think this is too simple, but that's all you need. Stop looking at other videos on how to do this. This is all you need. 5-second rule. And once the 5 seconds is up, you jump out of bed. It's as simple as that. You're overthinking the task. You're thinking that it's so much more difficult to jump out of bed, but when in reality, it's not. You do the 5-second rule for 67 days, and then the habit's made. And then you don't even need to do the 5-second rule. And after those 67 days of going through the 5-second rule, you'll find it easy to jump out of bed. You won't even think twice about it. Think how amazing that would be. So for the next 67 days, first of all, think of the 5-second rule as soon as you wake up. And if you want, you can set out a poster or write the number 5 somewhere where you'd see it in the morning to remind you of the 5-second rule. Then number 2, you go over and you put on your clothes that you've already set out the night before. And this will get you nice and warm so you won't jump back in bed. Number 3 is you make your bed, because the habit of making your bed is so important that the act of making your bed will carry out throughout your whole day. That will be the start of the momentum. You've done the first task of the day. You've started your day right. And then number 4, the final task, you start doing an activity that you've pre-planned. Now, it doesn't matter what the activity is. What matters is you start doing something as soon as you wake up, and that will stop you from going back into bed. So if you've enjoyed this video, then like the video. If you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe. This is going to be part of a course that I'm coming out. Exciting news. The first time I'm going to announce this course. And this course is going to run you through everything that you need to become self-disciplined. Yeah, this is big. It's going to be a challenge course that you can start doing together with everyone on this channel. So if you're excited for that, then hit the subscribe. The course is only going to be like $7 or something. I'm not here to rip you off. I'm not here to make money off you. I just want to have an impact on your life. And by committing the $7, you're more likely to do the challenges. So that's why I haven't uploaded the past couple of days. I have recorded videos, but I haven't uploaded them because of the school internet. But I promise you, I've been working hard to give you value. And I'm so excited to bring you this challenge. I can't even put it in words. I know you're going to love it. And I know it's going to change your life. So remember, like the video and subscribe if you're new. But I'll see you tomorrow.